Hey everyone, it's Parker Bennett from Aligned Online, and we're recording here on Friday, March 10th, and this is our regular weekly Codeside assistance call that we have for our clients and people who've signed up for our ongoing help with tech support and whatnot. Hey Larry.
Oh, hi. I had never... Oh, you're doing something. I had never gotten into a Friday thing.
Oh, I'm glad you could join us.
And I actually had a breather and thought I saw you had an agenda, and I hadn't sent anything ahead of time.
I only have an agenda because nobody was on the call, so I was going to do a little quick lead pages training. But let's talk. How have you been?
Really good. I had my first Deck One sale this week.
That's exciting. I'm going to go over here and log on to Larry's site here, and let's see.
I'd had a couple of, I'm trying to find something. It's like, oh, you're full, I'm into your full size. I guess I won't. Okay.
Let's do a quick intro. Larry is the founder of portal47.net, and he's also has a blog that he hosts over at larrynemechek.com for Trekland. So it's basically a Star Trek deep dive fan site. And Portal 47, how would you describe Portal 47, Larry?
It's like a mini-con all year long to go where no savvy fan has gone before, because there's 8 monthly features and 2 live ones every year in the basic package. And I just try to bring fans that want a new level of understanding and depth. We deep dive. And it's what you don't typically get in conventions or even in podcasts and magazine interviews. So,
and we've set up Larry's site ahead of this. And one of the things that we're doing on his site is we have his schedule. So he has a calendar of events coming up. I see you're leaving soon. RodCon.
Yeah. That's a university convention. That's a one-day thing in Iowa that reached out to me, which is kind of interesting.
That's great. Sci-fi. There's a lot of cons. And then down below that, we have some excerpts from his blog post. So this is so I noticed in this thing you just posted, because I know you just posted this, we don't have a featured image. So why don't we take a quick look at that and see if
there should be.
All right. See what happened there.
It's supposed to be that.
Do you want to have me log in, or you want to why don't we have you share your screen and we'll log in? And there's a third person here, it looks like. Yes, Eliza Jane has joined us.
Hi, Parker. It's been so long. I've missed you.
I know. I missed you too, Eliza. We're doing a quick look at Larry Nemechek's Trekland site here, where he's we're going to talk through quickly adding a featured image to this post. So do you have a featured image? Is this the one that you?
I thought it was. I mean, I was going to say it's repairing a featured image, because that's supposed to be it. I went through the steps to do it.
And is it the one that we're seeing at the top of this post here?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm not sure how to get out of your full screen. I mean, I know I am. I'm just.
Well, I would have to stop sharing, and you could share. But
why don't you just go and I've done this before. I'll just let you do it for the sake of.
Well, let's just to be quick here, I'm gonna see if we can log in.
This is something I don't have a problem with, and I'll let you see what's wrong.
Was there a question you did have? Was there something that you were planning to cover?
I was compiling a few things to talk to you about, but they're like bigger. At some point, I want to talk about and I've got to talk this about with Patricia too, about monetizing some other things, like having old content up here and having a small monetized fee, short of the regular.
Well, and we've talked also about getting some of that old content repackaged into like a lead magnet that we can promote on Facebook and get more, just get more traffic going.
And if that kind of in that whole vein. And if this is going the way it's going, then I'll probably just get lead, like we had that whole discussion about doing it.
Unfortunately, we're trying to work around having lead pages by doing it in the WordPress template itself, in the theme itself.
So sending the telegram by pigeon is just not as fast as having.
Sometimes it's helpful to have the tools and pay for them. But here we go. Let's just take a quick look at this. This is the post you just posted, and on the bottom here is the featured image that it's not set. So that's all that happened here is we just didn't go ahead and click. I'm assuming this one.
That's it. That's it.
And we save that as the featured image. Now the thing is, the thing that's not that's maybe counterintuitive is that, you know, you've already put this image here. So what will actually happen when we update this thing is it will have it on twice.
Right. And that may be where that's great. I've done this several times since you launched.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this just in case something screws up.
Because in the normal display of the blog, it reads at the top anyway, right?
Yeah, the featured image winds up at the top of the blog post.
I just got.
So let's double check this real quick. Yep, there it is. And then let's go back and look on the home page. And there it is.
Yeah. So, because I had seen it more often on the blog layout than I had this layout, so it didn't strike me as being odd. But yeah, exactly right.
So I'm capturing only my Chrome window, so I'm gonna open a little notepad here and just let's talk real quickly about the things that you want to maybe cover. So you said something about monetizing new content,
right? Or yeah, what you said. At some point, I'm going to add a page that allows people to come in and do a la carte. Fine.
So a little store,
or something you brought up that I could also pursue, which is just having a monthly that's ongoing, that's like a monthly subscription to the page more than a monthly membership in the program. Does that make sense?
To like have an off, like basically take Trekland Trunk and turn it into sort of an ongoing. More is that the thought or something?
No. I mean. You had mentioned this one time, instead of having the page for free, having access to the video. I haven't gone through this, but at some point I'll have a page where it's an income stream besides just the membership programs and besides like a one-off purchase of a past interview or something.
Yeah, I mean,
like it's an ongoing page membership, like for like $5 a month or something, or $10 a month or something, it accesses content. And maybe take things off of free YouTube and, you know, that kind of thing. But that's conceptual as well as technical, so I'm not quite there yet.
Well, part of the challenge there, Larry, is packaging it in a way that people understand what they're getting so that they get excited about it. And Eliza, this is kind of in your neck of the woods too. It's if you can create a membership site, you know, basically that they pay $5 a month to belong. Right. And they get a bunch of extra stuff, but basically it's just content that you would be putting up for the most part anyway, but a few extra free, like extra things, extra bits that make it worth it. And then hopefully you get, you know, maybe not $5 a month, I would say $15 a month, you know, for anything passive. And then it's just, you know, then they get value out of that and they forget that they're paying it and they keep paying it. And then they, you know, you continue to add content and it's worthwhile for them. But at the same time, it's one of those no-brainer things like, oh, what? I'm paying $15 a month for Netflix and I'm paying $15 a month for Eliza and I'm paying $15 a month for Larry. And, you know, that's just content I enjoy. So,
yeah.
So yeah, you know, but that's the problem with that. And this is what we were trying to solve, is that creating the infrastructure of a whole membership site where people sign in and, you know, have access and that kind of stuff,
right,
is problematic. It takes a lot of upfront costs to build all that stuff, and it doesn't monetize quickly enough to make that worthwhile. So what we were talking about was the idea of having just a password protected page. You know, that the people in the know get the password and we change it every month, or we, you know, change it every quarter, you know, and then people sign up for like a quarterly thing or, you know, yearly thing. And however long we want to sustain that password for. Yeah. And then you'd have to go and send out an email saying, hey, the new password this month is, you know, Vulcan Death Grip. And then, they would, you know, have access to this special page with sort of a members bonuses.
So that would be, and I'm crossing paths here between them, but you're so good at this, Parker. You transcend the merely technical and we get into concept marketing. But that would be that less than the basic program. The Portal 47 is
right. So this is like cheap. The super low offer, and you throw it in as a bonus for the Portal 47 fee.
Right. So it fits both.
Right. Remember, we always want to try to that nesting doll thing.
Right. So so that page. So if I have video, and let's say I have a quickie 5-minute thing somewhere, that may still go out to YouTube and be on my blog as a freebie. But then if I have a 20 or 30-minute more invested interview with somebody,
you could offer the whole thing.
That for this.
And don't forget, Larry, the important thing here is that you cross-pollinate, you cross the streams. So that when you post on YouTube, in the description you say the full video, is available on my website for this low price of $15.
Pull a daily show that they started to, and like everybody does now.
So for that, what we would wind up doing is we'd come in here to pages, and we would just create a whole new page. And then there's a way to password protect it within.
Oh, well, Jesus Christ. Then I wouldn't have to, Then if I just had a shorty, I would just put that up. I've done for 8 years. If I have a longie, instead of splitting it up into parts and running, the 15-minute limit or whatever, 10-minute that YouTube has, and doing it 3 or 4 times, you put up part 1 and then you say, hey, for the rest of it, or even whether I do it that formally or not, or whatever.
Yeah, and this is the key. Basically, you would have to host the video from your website if you don't want it available on YouTube, or you have to pay for Vimeo or something like that, where there's basically a way to have videos be private and embed only in place you tell it to.
Right.
So for Tish, we use a Vimeo, and we have we pay, I don't even know what it is. It's not that much money, but it allows us to create videos that aren't public on Vimeo, but we can share a private link to people. So you could just email a link to the video itself in a MailChimp blast to those people who've signed up. Or you could embed it, there's a special way that you can tell it where it's okay to embed. And then you put it on this password protected page as part of a stream of content that's only available on that page.
Right. Well, YouTube, you can do that in the basic way. You can do the private thing with the link only.
Yeah, that's true.
What I would want to do though is have it all. I would want to have it branded and marketed and have it. If you use Vimeo to host it, do you send them to a Vimeo page, or can I have it embedded?
No, it's embedded. It's embedded on your website.
Yeah. That's what I want them in my theater.
You really want YouTube to be functioning as a marketing tool for you, because YouTube's it's either Amazon or YouTube. I can't ever remember which one, but one of those two is the second biggest search engine. So there's Google, and then the second one is surprising. You think, oh, it's Yahoo or something, but it's Amazon, and then it's either Amazon and then YouTube, or YouTube and then Amazon. But people basically use YouTube to find shit that they're interested in. So people will definitely plug Star Trek into YouTube, and they're probably looking to look at old episodes or something, but they'll stumble across you if you're tagging things right.
Okay, well, so yes, very soon I would want to build a page that doubles as the info selling landing page for the that
and then members click here.
Access, right. And could that page? So here's the thing. So this is what I'm talking to Patricia about, and I had somebody do this. It's our discussion. Oh, did we lose? I bored Liza to death.
Oh, sorry, Liza. We might have.
Oh, so I've been at this a year and a half now. I have 18, hour to hour and a half interviews with these people now that are recorded.
That's awesome.
And it's not, and it's over a free conference call. So the audio may not be the best. And I don't know if I want to, I ought to have somebody listen to it and say, okay, in a fan world, should I go back and tinker with the audio, or should I just use this? But either way. Well,
I'll tell you, there is I just did this for Lisa. She records her calls, and, the call quality is, it's compressed and it's okay, but it's not great. But you can use a little, plug in. Let me share.
Well, if there's a one step, thing.
Let me share my whole screen. So,
because the other thing is, it's recording on my end, and I think I'm usually a little louder or a little hot, and then who knows what the other person is on, what kind of device they're on.
Well, Larry, you're a pro voice person, so you probably have Twisted Wave or something, where you can do a quick edit on this stuff. So, for instance,
I never went into anything past Audacity and GarageBand, but
you just got super loud for some reason when I launched Twisted Wave. That's interesting.
That's interesting.
So, for example, this is Twisted Wave, and I have a plugin. Let me just open. Here's Lisa talking, right? So here's, and it's not too bad, but there are little plugins that you can go to. Where, for example. There's one called Renaissance Vox, RVox here.
Mm-hmm.
And it just allows you to adjust compression and gating so that the noise goes away. The call, doing that compression basically is like what they do on ads on radio, so that all the things are just generally all a little louder. And there's less variance between the highs and the lows, So that's a real quick fix. And then sometimes Lisa needs to be run through a de-esser. So there's a couple quick filters that, it's 2 passes through it and you've got it. And then you take a normalized pass.
A de-esser to get rid of sibilance?
Yeah, sibilance.
Okay.
And then you decide where you are, where you want to normalize the volume out to. And typically you want it a little louder so people can, not have to fight to hear it.
Well, so that's a question. And I think part of this also gets into video, but part of this is, and part of this is I should go back and listen to them before I think of them beyond just one.
Yeah, well, that could be,
yeah.
But to be honest, Larry, you need the video. You're pretty good. I mean, the few calls I've enjoyed a couple of your calls, and you're good about having visuals up there, and
that kind of grew after 3 or 4 months. But they didn't. That platform didn't have that capacity until when I learned it was still basically phone calls or glorified audio on your screen.
Well, the good news is that you take the new one.
And within 3 or 4 months, they had added all that video capacity, which was amazing. It was great timing for me. But
yeah, seriously. But basically, take a few of those more recent ones, feature those, because that's the kind of content that people get into, and then you could start adding the stuff that doesn't have all of the bells and whistles as a continued update to keep the content fresh. You know what I'm saying?
So don't worry about having everything done. I mean,
no. Front load it with a couple great, things that people will enjoy and feel like they're getting value out of. And then and that's a great place to share, it's kind of the same stuff you might be sharing in the Portal 47 Facebook group. But these are people who are won't necessarily be part of that community because they're not paying for the full Portal 47 membership.
Well, I did get, I don't know where along the way, I want to say it was the winter retreat in Park City, but somewhere along the way, maybe it was you, but somebody mentioned that whole thing of having a midway Facebook page between the static, boring billboard one and your secret one. It was private, but it wasn't secret.
Yeah, that's the key. So the idea here is that...
I've done that.
Oh, good. So yeah, the idea here is that gives us a leverage to add people to that group, and Facebook's algorithm is such that whatever you send to people who have opted in, basically who joined a group, that gets through to them on their private feed. Whereas stuff you post on your business Facebook page just doesn't, unless you pay to promote it.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what the rationale was. I have come across times when it's hard to share things when it goes from the realm of personal pages and then the group pages. and you want to go back and forth and share things, and they have those boundaries where you can't share. Or
that's true. Yeah,
I'm not talking about limiting the audience. I'm talking about the structure of the pages.
No, I agree. Yeah, it's a little. They want to silo it off, so you basically have to create the post twice, and it's the reason so many times you'll see in your personal stream, don't share this, copy and paste it,
right?
Right. So that's basically getting around that.
Yeah, all the political stuff is the way that is. Well, I was remembering it was something like that, but anyway, so I came up. So it's called the page is all the members are there, and then anyone.
Can we look at that? Is that on your?
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, I hope you like the name because I was. You know how I have to name things. They can't be too cute, and they have to be kind of clever, but they have to still.
What did you settle on?
Oh, it's called the Portal 40. See right there. It's the second one.
Oh, the second one.
The second one.
Docking porch.
So instead of docking port, it's docking porch, like you're on the front porch, relaxing, but not quite in the house. But it's also a play on docking port, and you're docking. So anyway, after I went through about 20 names, I actually kind of had you get it now?
I do get it. No, I like it. I'm trying to think if there's like a simpler way to because I like both of those ideas, the docking,
Well, I was trying to go with the thing of, like when we talk about deep diving and jumping through the portal and exploring, is there a term from like skydiving where you're on the fantail before you jump in kind of a thing? That was the thing I was going for. And, so anyway, so it kind of overlaps. So it's not clicked on. Yeah, click on it. So,
So this is a closed group versus a private group. So the idea here is that you can find it,
right,
and join. I guess I
still administer it, but so there's my little description. So it's also for people that if they won the 2-month freebie, they didn't join. I put them in there. If it's anybody who has asked, I've been up in the air about putting our guests in there because they're on the private page, and some of them I think enjoy this and some don't. So I've done that. So anyway, so
you're doing it perfectly. That's exactly right. You want to just sort of use your discretion about who's going to be pestered and who's going to be delighted. About seeing posts.
Anybody who let their regular subscription lapse or didn't renew or had a huge catastrophe and I let them out.
Right.
So I had woman get divorced and her finances went totally screwy, and I had known for 5 years. So I let her out of her 12-month thing, but I kept her on here. So that's, some people so that's what that is.
Right. So now what you would do is you would use this platform.
And I used your banner for the thing.
You would use this platform to say, hey, we're launching a special, members only, password protected, exclusive content, shuttlecraft version of Portal 47, that's a protected page where we'll be, where there's exclusive content, that I'd love to get out to people, but there's certainly, if you're not able to swing the full Portal 47 membership, this is a way you could enjoy it for only, $10 a month.
Yeah.
How much is Portal 47? It's only $30 a month, isn't it?
It's $27.
Yeah, it's still too low.
You put on a $2 raise that just kind of went by, which I just which was good. So anyway, of 62 people on so back to a tech Facebook thing. So there's 62 members on here now. 40 of them probably are on the secret page. So there's about 20 people on here who are not paying members or were guests. So were you saying that?
I think you swell the ranks
the way this pops up in people's feeds now. If I post something like if I promote the portal light, okay, more than just the 20 people see it. Anybody on their pages sees it?
Anybody? No, it doesn't get shared out to their group. It's just, that's why you need to swell the ranks of this closed group as much as possible. So what you want to do is, first off, basically, use your personal page and and just encourage people to share out to their people that you're offering this free access. So what you're going to do is you're going to offer this password protected thing free initially, right? For a month.
Oh,
so
okay.
So you're going to give people a way to get in and check it out.
After I have it built, right.
After you have it built. And then basically that gives you a lever to go out to other people who have lists and say, hey, I'm offering this freebie to your list. Will you, and then basically you need an opt-in so they get on your list.
But now you're talking about email.
Yes, and Facebook. But basically,
Okay.
basically you promote on Facebook, hey, I'm launching this new thing and it's free, free for the first month. Free to check out. Just don't say for the first month, just free to check out. And then it's people get signed up. So we need an opt-in for them to sign up. So you will email them the password. We need your email so we can email you the password.
Right.
And then
and this is what I would do lead pages for, right?
Well, it would be easier on lead pages, but we could do it on.
Well, it got pretty convoluted when we were doing it.
No, it was because we had the pop-up thing. If you just have a page basically with a gravity form on it, that's to get them to log in to sign in. And that's that. We don't need to have a fancy pop-up or anything going on. It just is just a thing that you direct people to put their info into. And it just sits at the top of. I think maybe it could sit on the top of the page itself. Well, no, because that'll be password protected.
You're recording this, right?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay. Because it's got way deeper than I was expecting to get. But okay, this is good.
Yeah, I just
no, it's good. It's
can't
good.
help myself.
I know.
So the idea is we have a place where people can go and sign up. That's all. So we need a place where they can easily sign in and get added to your MailChimp list. And we have to create a new list. That's for the 4047 Lite. And then everybody there gets a free, password. Right. So, and then basically when you change the password, you give them a little notice and you say, hey, I hope you enjoyed your preview of Portal 47 Lite or whatever you call it. And, but you got to make sure that you have some content queued up so that it gets, so that it's updated as regularly as your blog is updated. So that it's a cool place. Like, you're posting about once a week, maybe. Is that right?
I have been really bad lately, but I'm going to ramp that up again now. Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to get on a schedule and you can, you can create those posts and schedule them, right? So if you're feeling productive and sitting down to create a post, you can create two posts and schedule one for the next week. Yeah. And start a little backlog of things. And the other thing you can do is just fill in, Larry, there's so much news about Trek these days. Just fill in with some link posts. A link post is just, here's something I stumbled across that's really interesting and cool about Star Trek, or here's something about the new show, or here's, somebody else's thoughts.
That's what in the ancient days, like 08, 09, that's what the blog started out to be. I would do that a lot. Even crossover science stories. But then I started using Facebook for that. And then I started using my, Trekland. And then now I have this whole hierarchy of, I'll put something on to keep our secret club page or our secret portal page stirred. I will throw something up. What's great is there is a community starting and people are posting their own stuff, which is wonderful. So now it's like, it really is a benefit. But then I'll put something in, but now I'll also stick it out here too. And then I'll put it, and then I'll share back to the basic Trekland page, which is just my basic Trek Facebook. So it's like that thing about just running and noting and linking to stories. I'm doing it on Facebook, and I'm doing it in a hierarchical way.
Well, here's what I would challenge you to do is every time you create one of these super deep blog posts like you did with Westmore.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was a video, so.
Yeah, all right, but I mean, just saying you made that was a bunch of effort. You did a good job. It looks great. You have images, you've got all that going on, but at the same time, just take a quick look in your Facebook group page, and just see if there's anything you posted there as a link, or if anybody else has posted something. And what I would do is leverage those guys and say, hey, if you stumble across something interesting, you think, you should share, please do, please, I encourage you to share it here. Like kind of prompt them to, make it so that you're not the only one feeding content into the machine.
Are you talking? Well, excuse me. That's what the portal paid members are doing now.
Great.
And they feel good to do that. I didn't know if you meant like doing it out here on the.
Yeah, you should do it on both places, on the docking porch too. So basically in both places, just, hey, hey, here's something I ran across. If you found something interesting about Star Trek, online, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love you to share it here. Go ahead and share it here, please. So, and then, you get, I'm sure you've got Twitter. Do you have a Twitter account?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you're basically I'm sure you're following tons of Trek people on Twitter. You've got ways of getting Trek info into your stream. Oh, but I'm just,
no, that's not,
I doubt that's a problem for you. It's really more the problem is being disciplined about whenever you create a bigger post, go ahead and schedule a smaller post that's just some links or some info or something, so that you have a rhythm that's big post, little link post, big post, little link post.
Yeah.
So and then you can schedule those a couple days out so that, when you create the big one, create a little one. And if you force yourself to do that, you get a little more consistency going on the blog, and that drives more traffic and gives you more to work with when you're trying to create, you're thinking about it a little more. So when it's time to create something for that special members only page, you're firing on all cylinders, and you think, oh, what would be cool here is, I just read about this thing going on. I should reach out to that person,
Yeah. So let me get back to my one question about tech here. So are you two things? A, are you saying that I'm being? I know I am. I'd like to add to this middle page, this docking porch page, or whatever, a feeder, funnel, whatever you would call it. I don't know. Are you saying that my instinct into who to have on it is right, but that that I should be adding more?
There should be 200 people on this page.
Okay, so then what would I just ask around for people? Just advertise, promote it on my other things and say, hey?
Yeah, so what I would say is, yes, use your personal feed, your personal page, because that gets out to the most people. And encourage, hey, I'd love to have more people join our Portal 47 docking, porch, where we talk about, and just give the,
go back to the main page, and I wrote a description of what it is. I don't know, but it was aimed at people who have already had a touch.
Oh, I'm sorry, the main
of that Facebook.
So this is your personal account.
Wait a minute. Wait. That's wrong. Wait. How did that happen?
Well, this is something we should talk about, because you're right now the link on Facebook here.
That's supposed to go to Trekland, not me.
All right. Well, let's make that happen, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to.
Oh, I thought that was done at the big. Okay. Yak. Okay.
So where do we want to go here for you?
Well, I wanted it to go to my basic Trekland page, unless that's a.
Whoops. Is there?
Yeah, Larry Nemechek's. Well, no, that goes to the ski. It's Larry Nemechek's Trekland is the
on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Okay, got it.
There.
So this is a separate.
Now click. This drives me up a wall now that Facebook does that. So you put something in the search, and you have to hit it twice. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's terrible.
You have to hit it twice. Okay.
Okay, so this is your business. This is your business page.
My umbrella that I've had. This is my second Facebook page after my personal one.
Right.
And that's why it's got, I don't know how many. This is the biggest one. It's the generic go-to.
Yeah, and the problem with this, Larry, is that it's so hard to drive traffic to this without paying Facebook. Is the problem. So basically, the new
traffic.
The new way to get to people. No, whatever you write here, like let's say you post something here, it will not show up in my feed, even though I'm following you.
Okay.
Or I've
really?
Let me.
Okay, can I? I hate the way Facebook is now, because there's all this crap before you get to the actual page.
Yeah, it's
Can you
bad.
just scroll down so I can see what was the last? Okay, there's the damn pictures, and there's the damn crap and crap and crap and crap and crap.
And there's video. See, they know that video drives
You have to
engagement.
do all of this to get before you get to the
To
post.
the posts. Yeah, so none of this is ideal for sharing this kind of content. The group, the Portal 47 mid-range group, the closed group, is, you want to make sure anything you post here gets posted there too. And that's more likely that it's going to show up in people's feeds from there. It's because as they join the group, because then they've said, I want to see this stuff.
Okay, scroll down a little bit, because I will occasionally have something up that, well, you know what? Maybe that's why I've noticed that even controversial things that used to get a ton of people commenting don't anymore.
No, it's all the algorithms change so that unless you're paying, well, somebody's here. It really, they've limited this shows up a little bit in people's feeds, but it mostly doesn't unless they're.
Yeah,
unless
just keep scrolling. Let me see something here. This may have been the biggest.
So, you're sharing stuff from CBS, from TrekMovie.com. That's fine. Jonathan Blutarski's comment is funny.
Yeah, just keep scrolling. I just want to see the last time something was there that hit I guess I did this twice. Yeah, something like this normally would have had 20 people on it, and it's not like I'm getting boring.
No, well, first of all, everywhere you exist on Facebook, you need to write a post that drives traffic to join your Portal 47 porch, docking porch. And I'm not 100% sure there isn't a simpler way to say docking porch, but I know you love to be clever, Larry, but maybe it's like it makes me have to think twice about, well, what's that?
Well, that's.
But maybe that's okay. I don't know.
Okay.
Because docking port isn't what I normally think of. Docking.
I know. I had about 20 or 30 things. In fact, if you
I would say shuttle bay. Shuttle bay is a better name, because it implies something smaller that's a little more intimate. Anyway, it's just a thought. I only have about 5 more minutes till I'm going to get cut off by. I almost do this on purpose.
This is good. I actually had a real question I did want to ask you about WordPress. Just a quickie, hopefully.
Let's go back. So we're going to go on the dashboard and we're going to change a couple things. So right now, you would prefer this be the page that.
Yeah, I for sure don't want it my personal page.
All right.
And if you're going to tell me it should be Portal, then that would be a whole different conversation. But for right now, this is.
Well, for right now.
This is what I've always had everything pointed.
So one of the things you can do here is in the link itself, I've just taken the posts part, right? So this is a little trick. So if I don't have this posts on here, if I do posts, if I do this, I get all of the photos and the videos and stuff up front. And if I add posts to the URL,
got it.
I go straight to the posts.
Okay, and when I see that, I thought that was just me because it was me seeing my own page. But that's what anyone sees?
That's what I see. And I'm not a...
Oh, I lost your audio.
You did just now?
Now you're back. It sounded like you blew on it, and then it went down low.
Oh, man. This headset, I paid so much money for this headset, and it's not performing the way I want.
Anyway, yeah, okay. Now you're into the page guts. Okay.
Yeah, I'm into the page guts, and what I'm going to do quickly is just...
My other question was only, when I see updates come into the plugins, am I only getting updates to plugins that I have, and should I automatically take them, or is there a danger with that?
That's a good question.
Because I haven't updated anything on my own until I ask you first. Because I don't want to update one thing beyond the capacity of something.
Well, it's up to you. Like I'll come through about once a month and update everybody's stuff.
Oh, okay.
And but what I'll do is I'll just I'll instinctively know create a backup on before I do it. So but there's a daily, you're hosted with me. So there's a daily backup no matter what. So if something screws up, just get a hold of me right away and we can revert it to whatever it was, that morning.
Well, if you're checking on updates, then I won't worry.
All I'm doing here is I am doing that. I'm going to just change this Facebook profile URL to that.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. I thought it was going there already.
Well, that's because we didn't communicate about that properly.
Okay.
So what was your question back here? We got about 2 minutes.
No, I see like I've got an update there. So my instinct is to hit it. And then I think, oh, no, wait, what if I update something beyond, there's a domino effect.
Well, WordPress automatically updates. So it's usually not a bad idea to go ahead and update. And then just say, no, thanks, I already did it.
Okay. Well,
and then just do a quick test to make sure things, are working. That's what I'll do. So if I update something, like I just updated the pop-up plugin, so I will go, make sure that the pop-ups that are on your page, are working.
Okay.
So for instance, if we go to your site and say, how do we sign up for your thing here? Sign up for updates. Yeah, working.
Okay. So real quick though, when there's a long list of plugins over there, and I'm only using some of them, right?
Yeah, we could delete a few of them, but I'm going to wrap this up, Larry, because I'm going to get cut off. So,
okay.
What's your question, quickly?
My question is, when I get an update notification, the red dot, is that only the ones that it's only updating notifying?
Yeah, no, it updates everything that's in your list, even if you're not
it's not updating the ones that I'm not using.
Right, it is updating those.
I mean, I don't get a notice that.
No, you will. It'll ask you to update them.
But I won't get notes about things I'm not using.
I think you do actually, but it doesn't matter because they're not activated.
Okay, so if I click
you update them anyway.
And it won't hurt anything if I update something that I don't use. Okay.
No. All right, thanks, Larry. I'm gonna sign off, and I'll see you next Friday.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
So hopefully I have a second to wrap this up. Thanks everyone for joining, and I'm going to stop my share. Oh, there's Larry. Hi, Larry. Yes, we're all looking our finest.
Yeah, trying to. Okay.
There's me.
So I forgot about you even recording. Well, you recorded it, but it's
done.
Beyond the group, or?
Yes, I share this on YouTube. That's why I'm careful not to have passwords and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll see you on YouTube.
Okay. Thanks.